Welcome to Passion for the Pastime, where baseball lives 24/7, 365. Catch conversations with beat writers, broadcasters, current and former players of all levels. Now here's your host,
Walter Uecker Balsetta. Whoops, I fumbled. I got to get out of here.
Walter Uecker Balsetta.
All right, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Passion for the Pastime here live on YouTube, as we always are, Monday through Friday. Hey, yo, what's up? Rockin' New Era. Oh, I clicked on Pat H. There we go. Rockin' New Era. What's up, everybody? Damn, you guys have been just itching for me to start this podcast, huh? Now I got you guys fiending for Passion for the Pastime. You guys are in here quick, but welcome in. I know I'm a little bit late. My apologies. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast today. I know I say that all the time, that I end up going 90 minutes, but it's going to be a little bit shorter. Hey, yo, what's up? Rockin' New Era. Tacky in there with the classic entrance. What's up, dude? Pat H. There it is. What's up, dude? I'm waiting for your call. AJ Cruz, by the way, he has summoned me. I saw the phone call coming in through the phone, because it comes to my personal, not that you guys need to know, it comes to my personal phone. It is not my personal number, but I do get it here on my cell phone. So as I was like kind of typing up everything and getting everything situated, I see a phone call coming in from AJ. I'm just like, all right. I'm loading up. Calm down, everybody. Calm the F down. But what's up, everybody? Welcome in, AJ Cruz. I see you, bro. I see you. What's up, man? Otis Bird, always good to see you, man. For sure. I'm about to call. Go ahead, Pat H. We are live and ready to go. Whatever you want to talk about. But the big news of the day today, on KMBR, we had Ryan Walker on, and we had Kyle Harrison on with Papa and Silver. So that was a very illuminating conversation. We found out what time we were going to have him. That was totally on my bad. If you guys were tuning in between the hours of, I would say, 12:55 to 1:30, there was a lot of suspense, because I thought that he was supposed to. I thought he was supposed to. I thought he was supposed to come on at 1 o'clock. That was my bad. I definitely read the text messages incorrectly. We had a previous day at a previous time, and then it just got all jumbled up. So I mixed it up. I take 100% ownership of that. So we were kind of like, we were trying to figure out, well, he's not calling. Let me go back and look at my text messages. I was like, I messed it up. And then I told Silver, I was just like, yeah, man, he's not coming on until 1:30. So that was on me. But when it all did get situated, it was a great conversation. And, you start to get excited as we creep closer, right? Because the Giants pitchers and catchers report on February 12th. And I don't have a countdown in front of me, but I would say, I mean, we're under a month, right? I mean, we're probably 23 days away, 23. Somebody do a fact check on that. But February 12th is when pitchers and catchers report, and Kyle Harrison was already down in Arizona and ramping up activities. He's throwing the ball and everything like that. He said that he was down there with Robbie Ray. So you start to get excited when we inch closer and closer, right? It's kind of coincides with the football playoffs. Once we get into wild card weekend and divisional round and everything like that, and get closer to the Super Bowl, that just means that we're getting closer and closer to pitchers and catchers. And then at the end of February, I want to say the Cubs and the Dodgers are going to play in Japan. I believe their exhibition. I have to go back and look. I haven't dialed in on the regular season so much, but the Cubs and the Dodgers are going to be playing in Japan. I believe February 20th. So I would assume that is not going to be a regular season game. I could be completely off. Maybe I'm referencing dates from last year. I'd have to go back and look, but yeah, so that was the big news KMBR wise, because we had Kyle Harrison on. He's in Arizona, and we're getting closer for pitchers and catchers to report. And then you start looking at this rotation for the San Francisco Giants. I am a little bit high. I mean, if you guys know me, and I was doing the Giants warm-up shows last year, we started in March, right? With spring training. That's when the show started on the weekends. And we were pretty much just trying to kind of get a gauge. And this was all before Blake Snell, right? This was all before Blake Snell. I want to say it was before Matt Chapman, because I think Matt Chapman came in late in the spring as well, like maybe 2 weeks into spring training or something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure when it went down, but it went down. The team was established. Like, the team was out in Scottsdale, but we were talking about, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Matt Chapman? Would you rather have Blake Snell? And I was all in on the Matt Chapman train. But then Blake Snell ended up signing. But prior to that, you saw the signing with Matt Chapman. You thought that was going to be it. So then you started diving in to the pitchers and diving into what that pitching rotation could have been at that time, right? And the Giants had Robbie Ray, but we know he wasn't going to be back until, maybe August, or it was definitely post All-Star break. So then we were looking at, okay, well, it could be Mason Black, and it could be, Tristan Beck, and you have Keaton Wynn, I believe, was part of the conversation at that time. Jordan Hicks and Logan Webb and Kyle Harrison. And I was high on them going into spring training last year. So just another year of development. And now you mix in, Hayden Birdsong into the conversation. We haven't even mentioned Justin Verlander. We'll have to see what he is. He changed up his kind of off-season regimen, right? He would just put down the ball and he would just start throwing come springtime. But now this offseason, he has continually thrown the ball, so he can ramp up. He's not a young man anymore, right? He's going on 42. I believe he turns 42 next month. So yeah, you just start looking at the rotation and just hearing from Kyle Harrison and his excitement and what he learned from last year, and obviously longevity and how to keep that arm strength up and how to keep the velocity. I mean, you start to get excited about the San Francisco Giants as it creeps closer. But so those are my thoughts on the Giants right now. We do have a little bit of news from Pete Alonso. It sounded like the Mets and Alonso are kind of like drifting away. Does that mean anything for the Giants? Probably not, but I'm just saying, hey, you never know. They do still need a bat. They still need to figure that out, and it is a glaring need for the Giants. I don't know if Pete Alonso comes here. I'm not on that bandwagon. I got excited for like the second that when the Giants mentioned that they were interested in Pete Alonso, I was like, oh my God, it's gonna happen. And that's just the reality of having Buster Posey in this new front office, is that you never know what can happen. This is all like a filling out process as to how they're going to operate, right? So it's going to be really interesting to follow that along. I would not hold my breath if I was a betting man. I do not hold my breath for Pete Alonso, but it is interesting to see that the Mets and Pete Alonso are drifting away a little bit. But before I get into anything more, let's go and continue to give the shout outs on the YouTube chat. Remember, I'm only going to go a little bit, maybe to 6:30 tonight. It's going to be a shorter show tonight, and then we'll get back into it on Monday, on MLK Day. So we'll definitely reconvene. I won't be doing a show tomorrow, as I told you guys last night. Just prior obligations. But Otis, I know I said hi to you earlier, but what's up, man? Pat H, you said you were about to call, man. That was at 6:06. You still have not called. I'm waiting for you, Pat H. Phone number. Oh, you know what? It would be helpful if you had the phone number. You probably didn't remember it, because I don't remember it either. 925-392-53848. Again, 925. Babe Ruth, year I was born. Melky Cabrera, Pablo Sandoval. That is the number to call in if you want to join in on the conversation. So I am looking forward to the phone call. Oh, hold on. You know what? I just got a missed phone call. I think you called and then you hung up, because that did not ring on my phone. That was rapid. So go ahead and give me a call back. Here we go. We got the phone call coming in. I think this is Pat H. Yes, it is. I see the full name on my caller ID. So let me go ahead and answer this phone call really quick while I am talking. I got to hit number 1, and now we are connected. We are connected with, I believe it's Pat H. Pat H, what's up, dude? Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to Passion for the Pastime. Thank you for calling in, man. The first caller of the night. How you doing?
Hello, is this Passion for a Pastime with a D? Pastime?
Pastime. Yeah. What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. What's going on?
Not much.
What do we got here?
Not much. Just chilling, just hanging out. We're kind of breaking down this Giants starting rotation because we had Kyle Harrison on earlier today. I don't know if you caught any of that interview with Papa and Silver.
I did.
Yeah. What'd you think? What'd you think of the young lefty?
I was wondering if he went and did something like Driveline or something, but it sounds like he just hung out in Arizona for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm wondering if he gets his velocity back up to like 95 on a regular basis, because I saw him several times last year, and he was down like the 93s, especially late in the season, and he wasn't missing a lot of bats.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the big thing with Kyle Harrison, right? Pat H is you look at what happened to him last year, and there was just a lot of low velocity. Like I believe that Papa even referenced it. It was a day in, I believe it was in Cincinnati, the day after. I want to say it was the day after Blake Snell's no hitter, and he would go out there and there was rain delays, and he didn't have high velocity. Like he was barely touching 90 miles an hour. So just to look at that, like the arm fatigue, like he has that, and he logs that into the vault. So it's going to be interesting how he approaches the season so that he can stretch that out over 162, right? And it'll be also interesting to see how the Giants manage those innings for Kyle Harrison, if they kind of take the leash off a little bit, or try to spell him every couple of days or whatnot. But yeah, he looks like he's trying to dial up the velocity, and that's huge, because I mean, you talk about the velocity, it tailed off quite a bit last year, to where, yeah, if he gets to 95, 96 and he can sit there comfortably, that's his bread and butter, right? Because he throws that fastball well over 50% of the time. I mean, and when you have that type of tendency and you don't have the velocity, especially with what hitters are used to seeing nowadays, then you're just throwing BP, man. So that's a big thing in the steps forward for Kyle Harrison today. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm excited. Are you excited about this Giants team as it looks to the rotation, Pat?
Yeah, I mean, we saw the start from him in Colorado early in the season, where I think he went like 7 innings. I believe it was a shutout, and I know it's the Rockies, but still, it's never easy to pitch there. But overall, I'm pretty excited.
Ks, man, I think he had 12 Ks in that
yeah,
outing, right?
Yeah, so I'm pretty good on the rotation. It's almost like too many arms to start the year. We did talk about that yesterday.
Yeah,
that it's almost like 6 starters, and whether they want to have Birdsong do like some 3-4 innings at a time out of the bullpen, or what they're going to do. But I never understood why they don't ration the innings early in the season and save some innings for later in the year.
Yeah, that's a good question, especially I think the best way to do it, I mean, you look at with Jordan Hicks, right? I mean, we know that he's not necessarily on an innings restriction this year, because Buster Posey said that he's taken the training wheels off, right? Like he got a full first season as a starter, so there's high expectations for him, and they want him to go in there and compete for that rotation spot, because outside of the big three, right, and the big three being Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, and Justin Verlander, the kind of back end of the rotation, and I would say Kyle Harrison is included in the spots that is going to be starters. So really that 5 spot, the 5 spot in the rotation. But it's interesting because, as you mentioned, like they have a surplus of arms, but I think that's where baseball has kind of changed. It's shifted to where you're not really looking for a 5-man rotation. You're looking for enough arms to get you through 162. And I think that the Giants do have that this year, because now, I mean, I just rattled off those 4 guys, and whoever's going to be that 5th starter, whether that's Jordan Hicks, whether that's Hayden Birdsong, but then now you go into like your reserves, right, of who you have that can get you innings. Definitely when you get into like the dog days of summer, when you go to Landon Roop and you go to Hayden Birdsong and Tristan Beck and Mason Black and I mean, you would have to assume that Carson Whisenhunt figures into that equation at some point as well. So then the Giants,
they got Keaton Wynn too.
Yeah, Keaton Wynn as well. That'll factor into that. So I mean, maybe we're getting away from the bullpen games, right? But if they do some type of like opener starter situation, maybe it's multiple of these guys going 3 innings, like you mentioned. So I think that the Giants have the arms to kind of ride out the longevity of a season. And God forbid there be any injury, but I mean, when you look at the arms that they have stacked up, they look like they're more equipped to withstand a type of injury, as opposed to last year where they just, Blake Snell was not ready to go. And then you had Mason Black that was hurt, and you just didn't have a lot of depth to go with last year. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the Giants do manage the innings. But I agree with you. Like, you would think that the innings would be managed a little bit better at the beginning of the season so you can ride it out into September. But that's also the ramp up period, right? That's also the ramp up period for these guys, especially for pitchers. I mean, they start throwing obviously now, but pitchers and catchers report before everybody else, and they have the whole back half of February into March. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. Also today, Pat H, while I have you on here, I mean, do you have anything you want to bring up, man, before I toss you something else?
Yeah, I mean, I read an article on MLB.com the other day. It said a majority of the injuries happen in spring training or early in the season. So, a lot of this roster crunch as far as the pitchers go will probably sort itself out early in the season.
Yeah.
So I'm not that worried about that. But yeah, dude, I just want him to score some runs.
Yeah.
My girlfriend had a classic line. She's not a baseball fan. And I took her to Giants games a few times. And we went to a game that they lost 1-0 to the White Sox. And at one point about the 6th inning, she's like, when do they hit the ball? And so that is kind of our synopsis of Giants offense these days.
That's the key, man. Like, when do they hit the ball? They don't. They didn't for a good portion of the season last year. Now, bringing in Willy Adames, I mean, you hope to see that those types of things can change to where, I mean, he has a power bat. So, the Giants didn't really have power in the lineup to where you can change and add like a crooked number in one at bat, right? I mean, really the only guy that was doing that on a somewhat consistent basis was Matt Chapman. I mean, there wasn't really a power threat in the lineup. So now you have at least 2. You figure out what Elliot Ramos is going to be and see if the success of Tyler Fitzgerald can carry into 2025. Of those guys from last year, the kind of standouts, Pat, I'll ask you real quick, and then we can shift gears. But looking at Elliot Ramos and Tyler Fitzgerald, I mean, which guy would you think is more, I guess, equipped to have not a bounce back, but continue their success into 2025? Who would you put your money on?
I mean, with the pedigree of Ramos, I mean, you would think it would be him. They both kind of were at that stage where they were hot early, and the league kind of made the adjustment to them. And Ramos became to get it back a little bit, but Fitzgerald, I don't know, man. He's like a tall, skinny guy, but we'll see. I mean, he could for second base too. They're really not asked to produce that much, so
right.
Yeah,
I mean,
he could even get close to 20 home runs.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. Like, I'm kind of with you on that. Like, it seemed too good to be true when it was happening last year, but then he continued to do it, right? He continued to do it for a longer stretch of time, but then towards the back end of the season, kind of fell off a little bit. But just the fact that he's going to have the opportunity to be that everyday starter at second base, I think that plays psychologically for Tyler Fitzgerald. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the offense can generate runs, because that was such a big problem last year. But maybe, with the change of the front office and the change of the organization, just the overall feel, maybe guys are playing a little bit more loose and able to play how they see fit, and they're not, in fear of getting sent back down to Sacramento or anything like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see that, man. But Pat H, dude, I really appreciate you stopping by the podcast, and glad. Dude, I was like, you can call in tonight or you can call in, but then I kept going. So I apologize for that. You could have definitely called. You could have definitely called last night because I saw you stuck around. But dude, appreciate you calling in for the first time tonight on January 16th, man. I hope we can continue to have these good conversations, these good baseball conversations. Call in anytime.
No, thanks for having me, dude. I'm like same age as you are, man. I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm really disappointed the A's are gone because I went to a shit ton of their games too. So
yeah, man.
Probably gonna, I went to only like 7 Giants games last year. We really punted towards the end of the season because it was over. But
right,
definitely gonna make it to even more Giants games this year. So yeah, just excited for the season, dude. Can't get here fast enough.
Yeah, dude, we'll get out there. We'll have a beer at Momo's. We'll have some drinks at the ballpark. Just hit me up whenever you're going, and we'll see if I'm out there. And you going to any of these fan fests over the next couple of weeks?
No, I don't. I work weekends, dude.
Oh, damn. All right, dude. Yeah. Hey, I respect it, bro. You got to grind. I 100% understand.
Yeah, to live here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Yep,
no,
I'll
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Call in anytime, Pat. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you for listening and subscribing, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that was Pat H. We're getting everybody. We're getting everybody in on the action. I'm waiting for 415 West to give me a call. That hasn't happened yet, but yes, Dela. I'm looking at 608. I'm gonna catch up to the comments right now. Really quick. Tacky Walter won't kick it with us on Sunday. He don't fuck with us. Oh, come on, bro. No, I'm gonna do what I can. I know the KNBR guys are trying to get together on Sunday, so we'll have to see. But I am definitely down to kick it with you guys at that said location. I don't know if you want me to put it out there in the internet, but yeah, nah, man. I 100%. I'm gonna try. 27 days. Thanks for the math, Wes. Thank you. Appreciate it. I think last time we were talking about it, and last time as in a couple of days ago, I was like, oh, it's like 42 days ago. That was bad math. I didn't realize what day it was. I think I said that on the 13th. So come on, that's less than a month away. And I said 42. What the hell's wrong with me? What am I doing? Ernie, what's up, man? Ernie. No Walter, no Ernie. What are you guys talking about? What's happening? What's up, Ernie? What's up, man? What's the number again? Yep, I realized that I realized that when that was happening. So my apologies, but let's go over here. As Derek would say, Pad H. Yes, he would. What's up with Derek not being able to say his T's? I don't get it. He prefers the D, I guess, is what we're saying. EB, what's up, EB? Pat H has a radio voice and got to listen to Derek for 4 hours. I guess we don't have to. Never mind. Pat H does have some pipes. I mean, he puts me to shame. So definitely call in whenever the hell you want, Pat. We'll definitely talk some baseball. So much work to do. Just saying hi to y'all real quick, then got to get back at it. Skills, I appreciate you stopping by, man, and showing that commitment. That makes me want to be here even longer. So Skills Report, appreciate you stopping by and get that work done, man. Get that work done. You got to grind. We're all grinders in here, if you know what I mean. Tacky, what's up, man? I see you in here. Let's see what else is going on in the YouTube chat. Victor, good to see you in here as always. Always appreciate you guys. Otis, Coors Field is no picnic for pitchers. No, it is not. And I want to say, if I remember correctly, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. And I know you take pride in doing that. I want to say Kyle Harrison and Hayden Birdsong had like back-to-back games where they had like 20 strikeouts between the two of them. Like it was incredible in Coors Field. I want to say that happened. I don't remember when it happened. But I definitely remember that being one of the was it out of no, it wouldn't have been out of the All-Star break. Was it out of the All-Star break? Because they started the All-Star break in Coors Field. Was it that series or was it a different series? I don't remember. Because now, I mean, the visits to your divisional opponents on the road, it's like so limited. So you would think, I mean, when else did they go back to, like, did they have another trip to Colorado outside of that? Maybe it was early in the season. I don't know, because Hayden Birdsong wasn't there yet. I'm trying to remember, or was he? Shit, I don't remember. If you guys remember those dates, and I'm pretty sure that happened, I didn't just make it up in my mind. But yeah, no, Coors Field is no picnic. And when those guys went in there and had that many Ks, it was really impressive. I was highly impressed to see that from Kyle Harrison, and I believe it was Hayden Birdsong. They went back to back and dealt at Coors Field. But let's go ahead and continue down into the YouTube chat. We got Otis Bird chiming in. Yeah, the Giants not scoring is tough to watch. Yeah, that's the biggest thing, man. And that's why, when we talk about a bat, like, I fantasize about seeing Pete Alonso in a Giants uniform. So yeah, don't clip that. But I do really I want to see that happen. I just know it's not going to. I'm setting myself up for failure. But the Giants do need a power bat. Like, who is that guy that can emerge like in the minor leagues? I know that we're so high on Bryce Eldridge, but he has to have time to kind of develop. And everything that I've heard from Buster Posey and the way that they're going to go about it with Bryce Eldridge, even if he tears it up in spring training, and I'm not saying that he definitely will. I mean, but there's a chance. I mean, we were talking about it with Carlos Ramirez last night. If you guys missed any of that, go back on the YouTube page, and we spoke with Carlos Ramirez of NBC Sports Bay Area yesterday for a good while. It was a lot of fun, but we talked about Bryce Eldridge in his emergence, right? I still feel that he's going to have a full season unless he absolutely tears it up. I think even if he has a solid spring, like Carlos said, I think even if he has a solid spring, he's not going to crack the major league roster unless he hits like 10 bombs and like 10 at bats. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that that's going to happen. Never say never, but it's going to be really interesting to follow that along. It really is, to see where the power can come from. We also talked about Luis Matos, if he's going to be someone that factors in, because you know what you get with Mike Yastrzemski, and he could be streaky and he can contribute offensively, but he's in there for his glove, right? So anything offensively that you can get from the outfield. Also, we get Jung-Hoo Lee, so maybe he can be a spark plug. Like, it's going to be a lot of feeling out process in 2025, because Jung-Hoo Lee also, he only played the 2 months, right? He got hurt on Mother's Day, so it's still kind of a rookie year for him, but he has a lot of upside. If he can kind of be that spark plug and get on base, and just continually set the table for Matt Chapman, for Willie Adames and others, Elliot Ramos and Patrick Bailey. No, but if he could set this table for the Giants' big hitters, I guess the limited ones that they have, then that can change things. And the Giants have gotten more athletic on the base paths. I don't know if that's going to translate to stolen bases, but it'd be nice if they weren't, going into 2025, if they don't repeat what happened in 2024 when they were like one of the last, if not the last team to record a stolen base. You can't have that again this year. You got to get more athletic. You got to get more creative on the base paths and get guys moving, and that gets the defense shifting into having to cover a base, and that opens up gaps, and it gets things going. It forces the issue. I think that's something that the Giants didn't do too much of, that they were just so fixated on getting on base, generating walks, and then, getting that big homer, big swing of the bat that would put up a crooked number, but they just didn't have the pieces. They didn't have the power bats in the lineup to generate that. So then it just turned into strikeouts or ground outs and double plays. And I don't have to tell you how bad the Giants offense was last year. You guys all know perfectly well. You all saw the same baseball game that I saw as well. But let's continue to go into the YouTube chat really quick. If the Giants score another big bat, Victor says they'll score more. Yeah, hey, that's pretty much what I said. So thank you for making it more simpler, Victor. Really appreciate you. But let's see here. See what else is going on in the YouTube chat. You know what? I need to get I don't know if I need to get a mouse pad or if I just need to get a new mouse, because this damn thing continues to freeze. Eric Chavez chiming in. Yep, I'm almost at 100 subs, man. And spread the word. Spread the word. We're trying to get to 100. If I get to 100, maybe we'll do like a giveaway or something live on the chat. I'll give you guys like a pop quiz or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we'll do some type of giveaway. I'll reward the subscribers if we get to 100. We're getting close, inching close. But I can't do that without you guys. So I appreciate you spreading the word, because I know all you guys are doing that for me as well. Wes, I'll call one night for sure, man. We'll call me up, hit me up. You know where I'm at, 6 to roughly 7 o'clock, Monday through Thursday. I keep saying Monday through Friday. Monday through Thursday, we'll try to get some Friday shows up and running at some point. That is in the cards. Maybe during the MLB season, we'll be able to do the Friday show. Still have to it's still pending approval. So Tacky, the KMBR guys are corny. Okay. All right, Tacky, you taking personal shots now, bro? Need to relax. Long time listener, first time caller. Hell yeah, dude. I think I'm going to try to call one of these days. Otis, you are more than welcome to give me a call, man. We'll talk some hats for sure. Orange Bills. How many Giants hats do you have, actually, Otis? We gotta ask you guys. Lori's chiming in. Is anyone going to spring training? I would love to go to spring training. I have not been to spring training in quite some time. But yeah, spring training is always a fun time to get out there. It's always a blast. I mean, to go out there, it's definitely a different feel for the, I got a phone call coming in. It's always a different feel to get out there and watch everybody like kind of get ramping up for the season. So we got another phone call. We're going to go out to the phone line here for Passion for the Pastime. It is EB. I think I got the phone connected. What's up, EB? How you doing, man?
Hey, Walter.
Hey.
Glad you're on.
What's up?
The season, I'm hoping the young guys just get better. Hopefully, this winter they're working on their game and they just get better. And that's with the two veterans they got, 2 or 3, and then just get better. I'm looking forward to the season coming up.
Yeah, the season should be a lot of fun. EB, I'm gonna have to drop the call, man, because the reception is kind of going in and out. So go ahead and give me a call back if you wanna continue the conversation. But just to harp on EB's comments there, it is I'm really excited to see what these young kids could do. I mean, last year we got like a glimpse. But now it's kind of like a prove it wasn't a fluke type situation, right? When you look to not necessarily Kyle Harrison, but I want to see him take strides. Like Kyle Harrison's in a different class, I think, because he has such high expectations for the Giants and for this rotation, to where he was supposed to be a top of the rotation guy. I think that he could still reach those heights, but it's going to, I mean, all the things that he cited in his interview are things that he acknowledged and that he knows that he needs to improve on. So just having that knowledge and having that knowledge of going through his first full season, I think that's the other thing that we have to remember, is that he just went through his first full season. So that is a growing maturation process. Now he has a veteran there sprinkled in with what EB was saying. Now we have veterans sprinkled around the diamond and in the in the rotation and in the clubhouse, to where it can benefit these young guys to where they can take another step forward. So it's going to be a lot of growth, I think, is what we're looking for the Giants. But in particular, I mean, you want to see the growth out of Kyle Harrison, but I want to see, again, going back to, last year was great, but prove it wasn't a fluke. I want to see Hayden Birdsong take more strides in becoming a refined product in a rotation. I do think that he has that ability to be a top end of a rotation guy, not necessarily like an ace, but he can be, a 3 or potentially like a high end 2 with how good his stuff is and just his mentality and his demeanor. I mean, when he was on the patio with me and me, Papa, and John Lund back during the season, after he left the interview, we kind of just looked at each other. We were just like, dude, that's not a kid. Like he gets it. He understands the grind. He understands the mental aspects of the game and what he needs to do to improve. So that's the kind of things that I look for in these young players, to where they have that confidence and they have that kind of, I don't give a shit like type mentality. I don't know if I'm wording it correctly, but he just has that grit. He has that fight in him that you love to see in your young players. But then when you go to like Elliot Ramos and you go to Tyler Fitzgerald, those are the guys that are like, all right, you had a good year, but prove that you can do it again. Like you have a little bit of tape on you now. People are going to try to exploit your holes in your swing and exploit your aggressiveness. How do you combat that? Because we all know that baseball is a game of adjustments, and we saw what happened. They adjusted to the league adjusted to them, and they had a hard time. Both of them had a hard time adjusting back. So how do they remedy that part of the game to where you're starting to find tendencies with these guys? I mean, remember when Cody Bellinger, when it got into the postseason, like he was the best hitter in baseball during the season, but then postseason time came and they just kept peppering him inside, and it's because of his swing, and he had a huge hole and he could never cover it. He could never get on the ball fast enough. And I'm not necessarily saying that it's the same thing with Elliot Ramos and Tyler Fitzgerald, but I'm just saying once you're in this league for a long period of time, regardless of how successful you've been, there are always going to be adjustments. So from year 1 to year 2 with Tyler Fitzgerald and with Elliot Ramos, it's going to be really interesting to see how they adjust back and how they fix their approach to the plate. So yeah, well said there. Just to spark that conversation with EB who called in, and yeah, it was a little choppy, but I got the gist of the call. So appreciate the phone call there. Jose Perez chiming in on the YouTube chat. Welcome into the YouTube chat if you're here for the first time. My name is Walter Garuceta. I currently work at KMBR, and this is Passion for the Pastime. We're here Monday through Thursday. I say Monday through Friday. I rarely do Friday shows at the current moment, but trying to get through to do Fridays in the future. But let's just say Monday through Thursday for now, at 6 p.m. That's where we start, and we just talk ball. We talk Giants baseball. We talk baseball in the broad sense. I mean, we just kind of dial in and talk about what's topical. I haven't even talked about Bob Uecker yet. I'll definitely get into that conversation here in a little bit. But yeah, if you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications, give me a like, drop down the comments, and always chime in on the YouTube chat because we go through it throughout the show. We're always having a good time here. And then if you feel comfortable, if you have anything to say, or I say something stupid, or I say something that piques your interest, go ahead and give me a call on the cruise line at 925-392-5348. That is the phone number to get on the podcast live like Pat H did earlier tonight. So let's see, in Rocket New Era, nothing worse than being a boring team. Yeah, that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing, 100%. But yeah, let's see what's going on here. Giants have a problem with saying with wanting to say rebuild. They stick to retool. Yeah, I mean, it's an aesthetics thing. You can't say rebuild because then everybody you don't buy season tickets and you don't go out to the yard and you don't want to go see the rebuild, right? I mean, it just sounds like a bummer. You know what I mean? Like to hear rebuild, like Cardinals fans right now, like you want to hear them say we're rebuilding. When the hell have the Cardinals rebuilt? like that is bizarre. Like I don't think I've ever seen it in my lifetime. It is crazy to think that the Cardinals are rebuilding, right? I mean, it's bizarre. It's just one of those teams. Some of those teams, like the Yankees, never rebuild. You know what I mean? Dodgers never rebuild. That's just what comes with the territory of being a big market team. But also, big market teams have to operate like big market teams. But I think the Giants are going to maybe get back to that once they get the right pieces in place as far as the farm system, because right now, I mean, there's just no longevity when you look to the farm system. I think that's why there's a lot of hesitancy on spending big in free agency, because there's no roadmap to success. There's no roadmap to longevity because you don't have it in the farm system. I think once they build up in the farm system, then they can go out and spend more money. So yeah, don't call it a rebuild. We've been here for years. Let's go ahead and get on back out to the YouTube chat. Oh, by the way, anybody going out to the Ricky Henderson? I saw somebody talking about Oakland. Anybody else going out to the Ricky Henderson Celebration of Life at Oracle Arena? That is February 1st. I might try to make it out to that. I think it's early. I can't remember if it was 10 a.m. I might be mixing up my my Ricky Henderson Memorial with Giants FanFest tour times. Maybe Ricky Henderson was at 1 o'clock. But it's going to be at Oracle Arena, right across from the or not Oracle Arena. My mistake. That's what it used to be called, the Oakland Arena, across from the Coliseum. So that'll be interesting to get out there. But if anybody else is going out there, let me know. And if you do, I would definitely love to hear from you afterwards. And if I'm not in attendance, I'd love to hear from you afterwards and to see how it all went down. Let's see here. Tacky flush this call. All right. Let's see what else is going on here. EB, thanks for taking my call. Walter, sorry for the reception. All good, man. All good. I got the gist of what you were trying to get to, man. So it's all good. AJ Cruz leaving. See you, bro. I appreciate you as always. Play the message. Did you leave me a message again tonight? When you called in earlier before I started? Yeah. You know what? I wasn't gonna do a show, and then AJ called me. I'm just like, oh, dude, I gotta do it. I gotta show up for the fans. No, I was loading up. I was loading up as he was calling me. I was late. You know what's funny is that I've set the expectation to where I am here at 6 o'clock. Like I'm here. And if I'm not here, like if I'm starting at 6:03 or if I'm loading up at 6:05, you guys think that there's not a show. Like you guys just start freaking out. Like, where's Walter? Where's Walter? But no, I appreciate you guys having 6 o'clock ingrained in your brain, where we're sitting here talking ball right at 6. I'm not John Lund. John Lund starts whenever the hell he wants, man. That's always so funny. It's always a guessing game for John, 100%. But really quick. Oh, look, Lori's getting to something that I was going to get to, probably not tonight, but I'll start the conversation a little bit. Lori chiming in on favorite baseball movie. Today was the passing, and not saying that he's, a movie star or anything, but where I believe that I was first introduced to Bob Uecker, and he passed away today at the age of 90, was Major League, right? Just a bit outside. Yeah, I mean, that guy was hilarious in every aspect of that movie. To where I think when I first watched it when I was a little kid, like I didn't know that he was a play-by-play voice, right? Like I'm talking about, like I watched this when I was 5 years old with my uncle, and then he put me on game, right? And he told me he told me who Bob Uecker was and kind of taught me through the game of baseball, right? So Bob Uecker is just he was so funny, man. I mean, you go back and look at the broadcasters in baseball, and there's certain ones that are special, right? I mean, obviously Vince Scully. I'm like, if you go through the around Mount Rushmore of broadcasters, I mean, you got to have Vince Scully on there. You got to have John Miller on there, and you definitely. I mean, some people would put John Sterling on there. I know John Lund wouldn't, but some people would put John Sterling on there from the Yankees. Obviously, Harry Carey. But John, did I say John Miller already? But Bob Uecker is part of that, right? So, Major League was one of my favorite baseball movies growing up as a kid. I mean, there's a lot of baseball movies out there, and we'll discuss this when we get into kind of like a lull of the off season where we don't have too much to talk about. We're getting ready for pitchers and catchers to report, and we'll start putting together like fantasy lineups of your favorite Giants or your favorite players in general. We'll start those conversations in the coming weeks, but Major League with Bob Uecker, I mean, that was just one of the best experiences as being like a young kid and just having that comedy of Major League, but then having Bob Uecker just in there ab-libbing like he was doing a Jim Carrey, you know what I mean? Like he was ab-libbing every single line. Like it wasn't rehearsed. They just put the camera on him and said, "All right, Bob, go." And then he would just go out and say whatever he wanted. So it was incredible. There's a video on YouTube, which I wanted to grab, but I didn't have enough time to do that today that I was watching. And it was all of the outtakes. Right. And I know after the movie, they show the outtakes of Bob Uecker. But this was like 10 minutes worth of outtakes from Bob Uecker to where I don't think they made like the final cut at the end of the movie, but it was hilarious just to see what he was saying and how he was doing it. It was just great, man. So baseball world, they lost a good one. They lost a great one, a legendary one, and obviously, being in this line of working at KNBR, and even before, like I had the pleasure of meeting Lon Simmons, and you guys can't see it right here, but I do have a Lon Simmons baseball autographed. And funny enough that Lori brought up spring training, because I met Lon Simmons at I believe it was my first year at spring training, but I met him with he was walking through, and I remember I went up to him and asked him for an autograph, and he was like, "Son, do you know who I am?" I was like, "Of course." Like, you know what I mean? Like, but he didn't really think that I knew, because I was younger at the time, so I don't think he really knew, but he was messing with me, but I don't think he really knew like if I had an appreciation for him, right? And before that, he was on the field with John Miller, and then this morning I reached out to John to try to get him on the show with Papa and Silver, and it's the off season. John Miller is traveling and everything like that, and he heard of the news, and he shared a story with me that I won't say on air or on the podcast, but just to hear the impact that Bob Uecker had on John Miller, like one of the greatest to do it in the Bay Area, the greatest to do it in baseball. Hall of Famer, of course, with John Miller, but he told me the story about how he was, it was his rookie year with the A's in 1974, I think it was. He said I was a 22-year-old broadcaster, and then he kind of went through the whole scenario of how he came to meet with Bob Uecker, and they were friends over the years. So, you hear those stories, and then obviously you hear, Bob Costas, and you hear Al Michaels and all these guys that have worked with them over the years today, flooding Twitter and flooding X. And it's just great stories, man. But he was a great baseball person for sure. And he'll be dearly missed. And I can't wait to, when John is back and he's able to have that conversation like with Greg Papa, I can't wait for him to share those stories because he is the best. That's one of the greatest things that I enjoyed about doing the talkbacks on the weekends for Giants pregame shows was talking to John and just, asking him those baseball questions, but then also kind of getting off of baseball and just, they're on the road and I'm asking them about, where they are and Milwaukee and I believe where else were they? God, I'm trying to remember where else we were talking about, but we just started talking about like food. I think they were I think they were in New York, maybe. I think they were in New York for the Mets. I'm trying to remember where the Giants were exactly, but it's just you have great conversation. He's just such a great storyteller. He's one of the best. So, yeah, baseball definitely lost a good one today with Bob Uecker, but I say we all kind of go in there and watch go in there and watch Major League. I think that's something that we should all do tonight to remember the great Bob Uecker. But you guys, I am getting ready to get on out of here. Let's see. Oh shit. You know what? I was wondering what was going on with my chat. It stopped scrolling for a minute. Let's see here. Yeah, it stopped working after Victor's Pride of the Yankees. That's a good movie. That's definitely a good movie. Let's see here. Oh, thank you, Ernie. Thank you for the info. Really appreciate it. Saturday, February 1st, 1 to 3. Yeah, I'll probably be out there. I mean, it's not early. It's not super early, so I might be out there if I'm not doing anything. Let's see. We were texting each other asking if you were gonna have a show. Yeah, man. I know the panic set in. I'm surprised you didn't send me a message yet. I was surprised you didn't send me a DM asking where I was because I know you did that before. So no, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here most likely most of the time. I mean, I'll be here most likely most of the time. Yeah, that's a great tease for everybody chiming into the podcast. Let's see. EB chiming in. The Sandlot. Yeah, I like The Sandlot too. The Sandlot's one of those good movies for sure. We'll definitely have this conversation down the line. Hannah chiming in. Yeah, that's her favorite movie. You play ball like a girl. Yeah, I don't know if you could say that nowadays. But yes, yeah, that is a great movie. Taught me how to make s'mores. 42 is a good one. 42 is a really good one. It's I don't know if it's like it's one of my top. It's one of my top. I don't know if it would make my Rushmore, but it's definitely there. Like I think it would actually. I think it would make my Mount Rushmore of baseball movies for sure. Let's see, Victor. I hear you rocking. I get an alert and no Walter. I'm thinking, what the? Yeah, dude. No, I'm gonna be here. The Fan was good. Yep, that was a good movie. The Natural. Yeah, everyone likes The Natural. That's a good one. Good movie soundtrack moment. When he hits the home run to the spotlights, right? That was a great movie moment. Major League, Sandlot, classics. Yeah, I think that's like the majority. That would be, but also like if you ask Murph, he does not understand and does not appreciate the Sandlot. Like that is a specific demographic, I think, like a specific age range for people to appreciate that movie. But I mean, amongst people in my age bracket, like we love the Sandlot, dude. That's that if you don't like the Sandlot, like we don't mess with you. You know what I mean? Like that's a weird one. Let's see here. West chiming in on John Miller. Hearing John Miller in the background on Cheers always trips me out. Yeah, dude. Yeah, John Miller's the best, man. I love John so much. He's a great dude. He paints a beautiful picture with words. Legend. Yeah, he's the best. Like I said, when I was doing my talkbacks with him, it was fun. I mean, we would have a little bit of back and forth towards the end of it. But sometimes I would even just say, All right, the Giants are getting ready to play the Dodgers today, and it's a beautiful day in the Bay Area. How you doing, John? And they say, yes, it's a beautiful day in 24 Willie Mays Plaza, and this reminds me of a day in Giants history in 1922. Like I'm like, what, John? Like this is crazy, but he's so incredible, man. I love that from John. Roger Galvin. 8-man out, trouble with the curve. Trouble with the curve's a good one. 8-man out. I like 8-man out. That's a good one. Trouble with the curve. That one's cool. For the love of the game. Damn, Roger just gave me all of his more right here. For the love of the game. That's a good one. Field of Dreams. A lot of Costner in this. Just to name a few. Going old school. Bang. Yeah. Yeah, those are great movies. I mean, baseball movies, we can get into it, and honestly, I could put together like a lineup like of the greatest baseball players in movies. We'll put together a lineup and have you guys rip me for it. Just your opinion, man. Jesus, do they go every night now? Like what the hell? I feel like they were just on like 2 days ago. Just your opinion, man. At 7:15, hell yeah, dude. I'll probably be in there. I'll say what's up to Derek. Let's see here. Damn, I isn't call in because Walter said he'd be off at 6:30. I know. See, this happens all the time. I just can't put a time on it. Like I just keep talking, and you guys are so quick with it in the chat to where I just keep going. What did Victor say here? AJ Cruz is chiming in. Hold on, let's see here. Need to get an upgrade, Walter. Nah, man, that was all on. I think that was all on EB, if that's what you're referring to with the call in. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to AJ Cruz. I think is chiming in on the chat. Passion for the pastime. What's up, AJ? No, you called me earlier.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Oh yeah, no, I was just calling to see, like, was there going to be a show? You know, I figured maybe, like, maybe there was, like, a little delay or something. I just wanted to make sure that you was all right, you know, like that, like, you know, like your cat didn't scratch you and you had to take a trip to the emergency or something. I was just,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I was just calling in just as an example. Rockin', don't be scared. Pick up the phone, dude. You know what it is? Rockin' doesn't want to call you because he wants to make fun of your hat, because Rockin' don't do snapbacks. So Rockin's just shy. That's all. He just doesn't like the sound of his voice. He doesn't like the sound of his voice when he's on the air, you know. So that's what he's just shy. But yeah, you know what, Walter, go ahead and throw it out there. So like some of us chat regulars are gonna try and get together over at Buffalo Wild Wings on Sunday and watch the Bills game. So if you're available, man, if you're available, roll on through, and that's everybody. That's like Pat H. Victor, if you can, I'm gonna pick up Tacky. I'm gonna go pick him up in the little lot he sleeps in the burned out car behind a Target over there in the Livermore, and I'm gonna go pick him up, and then we're gonna roll on over there. So yeah, man, come on through if you can make it, great, you know. So but course, Walter, yeah. I just wanted to call and say I don't have much in the way of baseball thoughts other than, like you, actually I first remember seeing Bob Uecker in on TV on Mr. Belvedere way back in the day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what Pop was talking about today. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing him, and then I saw him in Major League, and that was just damn funny, man. Bob Uecker was just that guy. Like, even if you didn't really watch baseball, you knew who he was. So he was that ubiquitous. He was a cool guy. But what else? Also, David Lynch passed away today too. So
oh wow!
If you haven't seen any of his movies, dude, David Lynch was he was an interesting dude, interesting director. He made some really good, really interesting, really kind of freaky movies. But oh gosh, what was I calling about? Oh, there was something else I wanted to say. Well, I can't remember. Damn. But
all good, bro. If you remember, just give me a call back. We'll probably keep going for like an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I'm doing. Rockin', don't be scared. Rockin' is just trying to be like, I wanted to call, but come on, Rockin', call.
He's putting it on me. He's making it my bad, but it's like, nah, bro, like, don't use me as an excuse. Just call. If I'm talking, that means that I'm picking up the phone. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? Rockin's shy, dude. Rockin's shy. Rockin', that's what it is.
You know what's gonna happen? Yeah, go ahead.
One time he called up and he was like, you said, hey, when are we going to get to go Del Cielo? And then he goes, why don't you tell me? See, Rocky's shy. He doesn't want to plan anything, so that's why he's like he threw it back at you instead of taking charge. So
you know what's gonna happen is he's listening to this right now and he's getting fired up. He's gonna call me right after you hang up. I guarantee. I got that feeling.
He's gonna be capping on me, telling you that I have my service, wash my car, I drink my beers with my pinky sticking out, and that's right, because it's good to be the king, sir. So, oh yeah, hey, play the call, the original one, play the call.
Oh, okay, I will. I still don't have it. I didn't put it on here, dude. I'll get it up for you. I'll get it up for you for sure. AJ, appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, Walter. Talk to you later, man.
All right, brother. Have a good one. All right. Yes, let's get it back out to the YouTube chat. I'll wrap up here. Just saw this here. Just know, and she knows best. Just know, Walter will never do a 15 to 30-minute show. That is facts. That is facts. I will not. No matter how much I will try to hit that. Probably won't ever happen. Probably will never ever happen. Walter, that impression is good. You know what? I do good impressions. I really do. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I do a good John Miller. I do a good Greg Papa, a lot of my heroes in life, right? I know how to do some impressions. But yeah, no, appreciate you, Wes. Appreciate you for showing the love on that impression. John is our Vince Scully. Dude, Vince Scully, I remember I was at his last game in 2016. I was at that last game between the Giants and the Dodgers. Giants won that day, clinched the playoff spot. And yeah, man, when he passed away, I always wanted to meet Vince Scully. I have, the one Dodger blue thing that I have in my closet, other than a Blue Jays jersey. It's the Vin book, right? So Vince Scully was one of those guys, man. Like, he's definitely I would listen to Dodger games sometimes, like in the summer. I would listen to Vince Scully, like that, and that's just because he was one of the best. And remember, I mean, Vince Scully gave us one of the most iconic, "It's a madhouse at Candlestick." He gave us one of the most iconic. I know Roger Galvin, or R. Galvin in there. I know that he loves that call. Resident Cowboys fan. But he gave us that moment. He gave us that moment that lives forever in the hearts and the minds of 49er fans. Was Vince Scully. He was on the call. It was kind of like the stars were aligned for that moment with Joe Montana, with Dwight Clark, and Vince Scully on the call. Like, it was incredible, man. But yeah, really had a lot of appreciation and love for Vince Scully, and I wouldn't say the same thing for Bob Uecker, but he's up there in that category. Just hearing all of the stories that came out today on how he was and how he was pretty much just doing stand-up during an entire baseball game, man. Like, that's incredible. So incredible. So, like, I talk about Vince Scully and I talk about Bob Uecker, and I just find myself privileged and us privileged to hear, one of the greats in John Miller. And I find myself privileged to know him and have a communication with him. So it's great, man. It's really great. Baseball just has that kind of connectivity with all of us, because the radio voices and our broadcasters, I mean, they're part of our family. You know what I mean? Like, they're part of our families. Krug and Kipe and John Miller and Dave Fleming, like all those guys, Greg Papa, if you guys want to put them in there, all those guys, part of our family, because they come into our house, they come into we listen to them all the damn time, and it's fun. I'm getting all sentimental now. Jeez. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up. I do need to get a new mouse. This thing keeps freezing. That's why I keep rambling. Victor, didn't know you did impressions. Yeah, no, I didn't know either until I started doing them. But I'll continue. I'll continue to do those as long as you guys enjoy them. AJ keeping Walter straight. Of course he is. Always keeping me straight. 99 subs? Is that legit? That's less legit. 99 subs, or are you guys creating other accounts and subscribing? Is that what you guys are doing? You guys are just creating other accounts to get up to 100 so you guys can get a reward. But no, I appreciate everybody that's stopping by the podcast and everybody that is subscribing to the podcast. I'll definitely reward you. AJ Cruz is calling back. Oh my God, AJ definitely remembered. AJ remembered what he needed to ask me or what he wanted to talk about. So let's do it one more time, AJ. What's up, dude?
Oh yeah. Sorry, it just hit me.
Hell yeah.
I just want to say, Walter, you've only had the show on for about more or less about a month, right? And
Yeah.
I can say, out of all the pods we listen to, out of all the different shows we listen to, whether it's radio or on different YouTube channels, I think out of all of them, you're like the first one who's like, hey, here's my number. Call me. Hit me up. Let's go. So you know what? You take it an extra step beyond to really engage and be a part of us. And for that, I just want to say thank you, because earlier this week, we jumped on to JYOM after your show, and we were like, yeah, man, like Walter takes calls. And then Derek was like, oh, Walter's taking calls? It's like, yeah, it's a novel idea, bro. Come on. It's like rather than call a radio station, let's call you, whatever number you want designated, so we can really talk. I understand you're talking, you're trying to run a show just as everyone else is. You can't always check the chat, but you know what? You taking a moment just to read our text, put up with our nonsense, and ask us to call in to contribute to the show. I just want to say, as a listener, I greatly appreciate that, because I feel recognized, I feel appreciated, and man, just thank you. And I know Rockin gets upset when nobody reads the chat. So you know what? That's why I'm like, dude, call in, talk to Walter, let's keep this rolling. So man, just thank you for giving us a forum to be a part of the conversation and not just like passive listeners. That's what myself, and I'm sure everyone else appreciates the most. So right on, Walter. Appreciate it, brother. Take care.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate those kind words from AJ Cruz. And yeah, man, I mean, see, and that's a thing that I hope to bring here, and I hope that is conveyed to you guys, is that I am you guys. Like I was where you guys were, like listeners of the radio station, listeners of KMBR, listeners of podcasts. Like I was where you guys were, and that's why, when I do this podcast, I want to do it my way. I'm not going to do it how everybody else does it. I want to do it my way. And my way is that I want you guys to have a voice. Like I want you guys to be a part of this family. Like I'm creating a community here to where we can all come here and all talk some baseball, talk some sports, talk whatever the hell we want. Right. That's what I'm trying to create here, because, me growing up and listening to KMBR and growing up and listening to sports talk radio and all that kind of stuff, I always wanted to be able to join the conversation. And honestly, the first person that allowed me to do that was Gary Radnich. I remember I called in when I was at work, and it was when he was doing Gary and Larry, and I was like, dude, I had this stupid sports take. And I forget what the hell it was. Like I think we were talking Giants. Most likely we were talking Giants. But then he asked me like a question. He was like, young man, where are you right now? And then I told him, I was like, oh, I'm at work. Like, I'm not working, and he started laughing. And then, and then he said, well, we're not working either. And then that's when I said, well, you know what? I actually kind of would like to do that. Like, what would I need to do to be able to have that, like this career, right? And then he kind of just went through it and had a conversation like briefly, and then we hung up, right? And that interaction, I was just like, oh man, like that was kind of cool. And then Copes was the guy that kind of got me, in the door, right? He got me into KMBR. So I've always been a listener. I've always wanted to be part of the shows. And that's what I want to do, because I know what that feeling is like to be included, to be heard. And that's why, like, even when I'm at KMBR, man, like when I'm on the board and I'm talking to you guys in the chat, I know, it's difficult for people to do that, but I know that I can in this podcast show on Passion for the Pastime. But I do that there because, it's just it's a community, and I want you guys to feel a part of the show as well. But yeah, man, I mean, I've been there. Like I was what you guys are. So that's just how I want to kind of go about it. and bring this show to you guys. It's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. What are you guys talking about? I'll create an account for our cat and subscribe for 100. Hell yeah. That would be incredible. Derek Papa, show off your hair, Walt. Yeah, I'll let my hair down. Dude. You want me to take off my hat right now? Hell yeah, let's do this. What else is going on? There's only 2 more subs for 100. Walter, stay on so you can get 100. Everybody call your friend. Wait, did we hit 100? We hit 100 already? We hit 100. Holy shit. I just found out. 100. Let's go. Who put us over the top? Was it my cat account? Was it the cat account? She says no. It wasn't the cat account. All right, we hit 100. Hell yeah. Let's go through that. I'm fucking hyped now. We're going for another hour, baby. We're going for another hour. We ain't stopping. We continue to go. Damn, we hit 100. We hit 100 subscribers. That's crazy. Hell yeah, I'm going through all these. You guys were ahead of it before I was. Rockin', you gotta call in now, bro. You gotta call in and celebrate with me. We'll pop a bottle. I got this, not that I was prepping for 100 today, but I got this Cool Kids IPA that was once given to me from I think it was from Tim. No. This was from Marcus. Marcus the Waterboy Boucher. This was my Christmas gift. And I still haven't drank it. So call in, everybody. Dude, I appreciate whoever the hell put us over the top. I appreciate it, but everybody that's in here day in and day out, it's fun. Like it's just a fun, interactive space for you guys. I just love to do it. I love to do it. And like I said, I was a listener before. I understand how it feels to be heard and be recognized. And that's what I try to bring to it, man. Like that's all I try to do. But hell yeah, dude. Lori, Hannah, my cat, Wes, Victor, everybody that's in here, AJ sticking around. Yeah, everybody, thank you so much. EB, Derek, Ernie, Taylor, I think was in here. I don't think Taylor was in here earlier. Rick Lemke, everybody, Otis, if I'm missing you, Tacky, everybody, that has subscribed and pops in here all the time. I appreciate it. I really, 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 really appreciate it. And it's motivating. It is motivating for that to happen. We just started it a month, and like AJ said, yeah, man, it's a fun time. It's definitely a fun time. But I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take my 100 subscribers and get the hell out of town. No, but no, man, you guys make this fun, and I hope that this is a fun, safe space for you guys as well. But you guys make this more fun for me. So I hope that you guys get that energy that I'm giving off every single night. I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, because if I didn't enjoy it, quite frankly, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here every night. So I enjoy the conversations. I enjoy coming on here. And I'm glad you guys enjoy listening to what I have to say. So we'll see how long that lasts. My girlfriend, we've been together for quite some time, so she hasn't gotten annoyed with the sound of my voice yet. So hopefully you guys can last as long as she has. But you guys have a good one. I'm gonna put something together next week. We'll think about something to reward you guys, the 100 subscribers. I'll think of something to reward you guys with. Maybe I'll give you guys one of Here it is. For the 100 subscribers, I'll give away my 65-inch TV. You guys can just take it. Just tell me where you are. I will come drop it off on your doorstep. I'll even install it if you need me to install it for you. But no warranty, no guarantees that there won't be more holes than necessary on your wall. But we'll figure it out. If you guys don't want the TV, we'll figure something out. For the 100 subscribers. We'll get that on Monday. But stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on or not on Instagram. I guess you could follow me on Instagram. Is the same thing, Wall Easy. But follow me on Twitch, or not on Twitch. I think I have a Twitch too. What the hell am I saying? I'm losing everything. I'm losing my mind. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter and X Walleezy. That is the name there on the bottom left hand of the screen. That is my handle, WALLEEZZY. For updates for next week, what that prize may be for the 100 subscribers. We'll get this thing going and reward you guys for being the dedicated listeners that you guys always are. So I'm going to get on out of here. You guys go over and say hi to Derek for me on Just Your Opinion Man. That has just started about 5 minutes ago. Maybe he's waiting for me to end so he can start. I don't know. Let's see what Derek is doing. But you guys have a good one. Yes, enjoy the football weekend. Hell yeah, I am. I'm going to try to see if I can get out there with AJ and Rockin', or maybe AJ. I don't know if AJ's going, but AJ, Rockin', Tacky. I'll try to get out there with you guys on Sunday at some point. I'll definitely look into that and try to see what's going on with the KBR guys. But football, it's gonna be a fun weekend, man. I'm going. I've been giving Papa shit all week. I'm just like, go Ravens, go Ravens. But I'm secretly rooting for the Bills. I am. Don't tell him. But I've been telling him go Ravens all week long. But hopefully the Bills can pull it out. We'll see what happens with the Eagles and the Rams. Most likely the Eagles will probably win that game. Bills will be going to Kansas City because I don't see the Texans winning. Although my guy Joe Mixon, Heritage High School over there in East Bay, in Brentwood, Heritage High School alum. I think what are they? The Falcons? Are they Heritage Falcons? Heritage Patriots? I don't know. There's something out there. Heritage High School, I know for sure, but I know where it is. I just don't know what their mascot is. But yeah, I don't think that the Chiefs are going to lose that game. I think that it's handled easily. They might win by 2 scores. And then what's the final matchup? I missed one. Oh, the Lions and the Commanders. So I'm gonna go with the Lions and Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Yay! And then the Chiefs and the Bills. So I'm pretty much going chalk. I'm pretty much going chalk on that one. But you guys have a good one. Enjoy this. I think it's a long weekend for most of you guys, but I will be back here on Monday, 6 p.m. Won't have a show tomorrow. Back here on Monday, MLK Day, 6 p.m. We'll have a full show. Maybe we'll have a interview lined up, but I'll definitely get you guys some type of prize on Monday for the 100 subscribers, because I can't do this thing without any of you, and I want you guys to be rewarded. So we'll definitely do that on Monday. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the football games as well. And Rockin', AJ, Tacky, Wes, if he wants to stop by, maybe I'll get out there and have a beer. We'll celebrate separately. But you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will talk to you next time. I'm not going to play out music. Because I realize that it doesn't come in. There's something going on with my mix minus here. So I got to figure that out. And once I do, we'll come back. 100 subscribers will come back on Monday, have it all situated, get you guys that prize, and we'll go from there. Really, really looking forward to it. And thank you all for stopping by Passion for the Pastime. My name is Walter Cabraceta. You guys have a good one. Go say hi to Derek for me. Maybe I'll go pop in the chat for a couple of minutes. But you guys have a good one. Be safe. Enjoy the football. And I will talk to you on Monday, 6 p.m. sharp. And even if you guys don't see it, I'll be there. Don't panic. I'll be there at 6 o'clock. You guys have a good one. Talk to you then.